we are. We are back with segment number 2 of the Magnolia Remax Real Estate Show.
Got it.
Wow,
Good
it only
one.
took me 2 times. That's going to be a tough one for me to remember. But, of course, Michele Cummins, of course, is the star of the show. And I'm Curtis Pope. And I know we've already talked about one of the hot places to invest in real estate. Now I understand you have another one to talk about, Michele.
I do, and this is also, and I'm not being biased, but it's also in BC, in our beautiful province, beautiful British Columbia. It's Kamloops. And we have on our show today online from Kamloops, calling in from Kamloops, is Aaron Crosshurt from Remax Kamloops. Welcome, Aaron.
Hi, thank you. Happy to be here. I'm so glad I get to talk to you, but I'm sad I missed the conference because the speakers, like you say, was an amazing lineup.
Amazing. Don't miss next year's then, because it's going to be like, Benjamin will be back.
Okay, I'm in.
And it was amazing. Like, Aaron, just so you know, Curtis, Aaron is my go-to agent for giving my clients and family and friends a great realtor in Kamloops to help them. So Aaron's my partner in that. Like, he's the guy if you're wanting to buy in Kamloops. So he was my first call, and it was a little last minute because he wasn't here, and I was like, Aaron, are you available? You got to do this show and share with us your insight on why is Kamloops one of the top 3 places to invest in 2024. So, Aaron, tell us a bit about yourself first, and then, why you believe it's a great place to invest.
Sure. I've been doing real estate in Kamloops since 2010, and it was a strong buyer's market at that time, and we all know what happened in the last few years where it launched into just a crazy seller's market, and now we're coming out of the far side of that. And so I've seen a lot of change happen in Kamloops. Kamloops just hit 100,000 population 2 years ago. It was always hovering around 85 for a decade, but now there's 100,000 people in Kamloops. And it doesn't have the same kind of peaks and valleys as some other cities I've found because it's such a multi-industry city. There's not only 2 large mines nearby, there's also the Center for the Health Authority. Everybody from the north, they're coming down this way and supporting all these smaller communities. There's Thompson Rivers University, which has a new law school, which is the first new law school in Canada in over 3 decades. And so there's huge growth at the university as well. Golfing is huge, 16 golf courses. And a lot of people look at Kelowna and they dream of Kelowna. I want to be on the lake. And I love Kelowna. I grew up going there all the time. But then when they expand out a little bit and they realize, oh, you know what? An hour north of Kelowna is Kamloops, where there are lakes. You're 45 minutes, you're in Shuswap Lake. You're a 90-minute drive if you want to go and jump into Okanagan Lake. There's a lake called Kamloops Lake that you can't see from the highway that people can go wakeboarding and skiing and all the fun things that they like to do. And they realize, oh, wow, this is that lifestyle that I was dreaming about in Kelowna, but the price is significantly less. And so Kamloops just saw things take off just like everywhere else during the pandemic, and a lot of it was people who were cashing out from the Lower Mainland and actually able to retire early by coming up here. And I don't know how many people in their 50s sold their place down in Langley, Surrey, Abbotsford, Chilliwack, cashed out at the top and came to Kamloops and decided, hey, you know what? We did so well on our place down there, and we can buy something in Kamloops, a house for $650, and we're mortgage free, and away we go. So it's really been interesting.
That's amazing. I've had a lot of clients, as you know, Kelowna area. Sorry, Curtis, you were just going to say something?
No, I was just, I was listening along here because I'm thinking I spent a lot of time in Kamloops growing up. My uncle lived up there, so we usually spent a week or 2 there in the summer with the family on and off. So I know the area well, and I definitely know it's grown a lot over the years, and for all the reasons that were mentioned.
I haven't been there in a while myself. I have to go. It's not that far away from the Fraser Valley, really.
No, it's really not. You're in half. You're in Hope. Yeah. And then if you want to do a day trip to Kelowna, it's easy. If you want to get up at 7 in the morning, mid-morning, you're in Vancouver having lunch. You can do your thing and still drive back if you want. Or if you want to go to Banff, you can leave in the morning and you can be having lunch 1 o'clock. You're in Banff. So it's so central essential. I think that's a big part of it. And it's so easy to find a job here. I think everywhere is hurting for people to work, but our unemployment rate for Kamloops is so low, and the vacancy rate is super low as well, which drives investment. Because, I mean, you could still buy a condo right now for under $300,000 right beside the university. And if you have a kid who's going to university, why wouldn't you buy that for their 4 years and then sell it at the end? Or buy it for a great rental and get a good return, because rents are extremely high here, which is hard for tenants, but investors love it.
What's on the horizon for Kamloops, do you think? Like, what's new coming in the near future that they're talking about?
Well, they've just developed a very nice marina out on an award-winning golf course called Tobiano, which is 15 minutes outside of Kamloops. It's right on Kamloops Lake. So that marina has just taken off. Previously, you had to go further out if somebody wanted to have their boat in a slip and be able to enjoy boating all summer. Lots of multifamily that's going up. And a big thing people are waiting for is snapping up all the corner lots, because if this goes through from the province saying you can have 4 units on one piece of dirt, then there are a lot of large flat lots in Kamloops that are going to have fourplexes or duplexes, etc., sprouting up. And so a lot of people are buying those, anticipating that they're going to be able to develop them probably in the near future. So lots of those things are happening. It's an interesting time to be in Kamloops, that's for sure.
If you were from out of town and you wanted to invest, I mean, you did mention like a condo by the university and such, or these corner lots with the expectation that you can rezone or just develop them. What would you, if you were buying this year, before the end of the year, let's say for it, what would you buy? What would you suggest, in your opinion?
Well, that's a good question, and there is a possibility for people who are a little more sophisticated or have builder connections, et cetera, to knock a house down and completely build from scratch. But there's also a huge opportunity for folks that maybe aren't as into the development mindset, that they can buy a house that backs onto a laneway and build a garden suite there, which you can put a garden suite. City of Kamloops is passing them like crazy, or a carriage house, so a garage on the bottom and living quarters up above. And those are going to become super popular, so that a parent or a kid who needs some independence can be in it, or it could simply be a rental property for you. And there are so many flat spots in Kamloops, in the valley bottom anyways, that those are not hard to develop. You can build one for $250,000. So
wow, that's good for building.
Yeah, you can buy a house still in Kamloops for in the 500s, add another $250,000, now you have 2 residences for in the 700s, and all the amenities. So it's lifestyle combined with lots of different opportunities, whether someone's investing or simply want to have a slower pace or have their money go further. We don't have oceanfront like your last guest was talking about, but there's a river, at least it's water. There you go.
Yeah. And not too far away from Vancouver to get to the ocean.
No, absolutely. Yeah. 2 ski hills. Sun Peaks is the second, if you measure what the total kilometers of the ski runs in Canada, Sun Peaks has the second most number of kilometers of ski runs, and there's 2 hills within 40 minutes of Kamloops. So it's just a recreational, multi-season, no traffic. 20 minutes is the longest drive from one side of town to the other that you could ever do. That's what pulls people in. 3 songs on the radio, and you're at your destination. Done. It's great.
The population growth that you said Kamloops is at is over 100,000 now, or around 100,000.
Right.
How many? What's the age range do you see? Like, is it a lot of career-minded, like middle-aged, not snowbirds, but empty nesters, first-time home buyers? Like, what age ranges and type of buyers are buying there that you see?
That's an awesome question, and it's amazing how evenly spread it is, because you have people who have dreamed about having a house, and they don't want to have to buy a condo, a first-time home buyer buy a condo, then maybe to a townhouse, and then a decade later buy a home. They can buy a house as their first property here if they've got a dog or they're starting a family, etc. And so you have a lot of that. And then we track the postal codes of people that are buying in Kamloops. Every single deal that goes through our real estate office, the postal code is tracked. So we could see that during the pandemic, the single-family homes in Kamloops, 36% were from Fraser Valley and Greater Vancouver. Usually in Kamloops, that's 12%. So we're 3 times the amount of people that were coming to Kamloops. Wow. And a lot of them were saying, I could either buy a townhouse or I could move to Kamloops and buy a house, or they're selling down there where you're at and then come into Kamloops where obviously your dollar goes a lot further. And then the flip side of that is a lot of Kamloops people moved to Calgary because all of a sudden Kamloops houses were selling for more and Calgary looked cheap. So it's just this shift that we've seen over the last 3 years. It's been crazy to watch. I'm a nerd on the numbers, and so I look at the graphs and the numbers and all this, and it's just like a wave. Vancouver to here to somewhere cheaper.
Well, thank you for giving us your insights, Aaron, on that. And I'm sure you'll be getting a lot of buyers calling you regarding investing there. So thank you so much.
My pleasure. Nice chatting with you. Have a great afternoon.
Yeah, nice chatting with you too. You too. Thank you. Okay, and then third on our list and is Windsor, Ontario. I mean, I'll just say it. It's on the other side of our country, and not in BC. And so I wasn't able to get us an agent from Windsor at the conference or over the phone. So, but I did ask and interview a few agents from Windsor so that I can share some of the combined information that I got from them with everyone. So let's just dive right in. So Windsor, often referred to as, they say, the automotive capital of Canada, has been experiencing a steady economic resurgence over the past few years. So the city boasts a strategic location sitting at the crossroads of international trade routes with direct access to the U.S. market. So this game changer for businesses looking to expand and thrive in the global market. And but that's just the beginning, they say. One of the key factors driving Windsor's appeal as an investment destination is its robust workforce. With a highly skilled labor pool, thanks to its proximity to prestigious educational institutions, businesses in Windsor have access to a talented workforce that's ready to meet the demands of a modern economy. Now, let's talk about the real estate, because that's what this show's all about, and that's what we want to know. So Windsor offers an incredibly attractive market for investors. The city has seen a consistent rise in property value. So it still remains significantly more affordable than other major urban centers in Canada, and this means the lower barrier to entry for investors and potentially higher returns on your investment. I know I have a lot of clients who have bought in there. One in particular has bought in quite a few properties there, and he's doing very good at renting his houses. So Windsor's diverse economy is another compelling reason to consider investing. While it has a strong foundation in automotive manufacturing, the city has been actively diversifying into sectors such as technology, healthcare, and advanced manufacturing. So this diversified economy provides a stable foundation for businesses looking to thrive in various industries, which is bringing in workforce, which is bringing in population. And let's not forget about the quality of life there. Windsor offers a high standard of living with excellent healthcare, education, and recreational facilities. I mean, the city's commitment to green spaces and community development has created that attractive environment for families and professionals, and that makes it an ideal location for attracting and retaining top talent. So that's some of that. So, but you know, the elephant in the room is the border. So Windsor's proximity to the U.S. is that unique advantage. The Ambassador Bridge and the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel provide seamless access to the U.S. market. So it's making it a strategic hub for that international trade. With an ever-increasing demand for cross-border commerce, Windsor's location is a gold mine for business aiming to expand their research. So that's some of the top reasons why the realtors in that area feel it's a great place to invest. And it did make, these aren't just my top three, they are mine, but I've talked with many, I've looked at many surveys, and these are some of the top three places to invest in all of Canada for next year and really now, because we're only 3 months into next year. So the the early bird gets the worm, they say, and so if you're the earlier one to invest in these places, you are going to benefit. And I wanted to mention just, our contest. So our contest, we've been having some great contests, and I don't know who won our last one yet, so I don't know that. I think that's been announced from Remax Canada, but I do know our new contest is on. So Netflix nights just got even better. So you got to enter now for your chance to be one of 20 lucky people to win 2 years of Netflix Premium. So just go onto our website at Remax Magnolia's Instagram or Facebook to enter. It's all there. You can find it there and check that out. And then quickly before we go, I do want to mention a new listing of mine. It's at 1580 Woodside Place in Agassiz, up on beautiful Harrison Highlands, surrounded by mountains and eagles soaring and paraglides gliding. It's a beautiful area. It's over 6,000 square foot lot, lots of parking, double garage, house built in 2010. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom. But the great thing is it's a rancher with a loft. Like it's a 1.5 story is the technical term for it. But the main floor has the primary bedroom, beautiful walk-in closet, and huge ensuite. And it is brand new white, beautiful kitchen, all new, beautiful lighting throughout the house, a fenced backyard. So that price on that one is just under $950. So $949,888, and call me today for access or questions about that. It's over 2,000 square feet. So that's our beautiful new listing out in Agassiz, really Mount Woodside, close to Harrison Mills, right across the Rosedale Bridge, right next to Harrison River and Harrison Hot Springs, and beautiful Sandpiper Golf Resort. It is a great area. And then we have an open house at a newer listing, 2839 Ash Street. This is its first week on the market and our first open house. 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom in Abbotsford. It was built in 1968. It's got really big, deep fenced yard. It's over 12,000 square foot lot, and that one's priced at $1,199,888. And that's a split entry home renovated in the old Claiborne, Lower Ten Oaks area. So really the downtown area of Abbotsford. So we got an open house today from 2 to 4. Of course, our show is on Sunday here, so yesterday, if you went to it, great. Otherwise, get in there today between 2 and 4 p.m. And thank you so much for listening, and that's our show today. And thank you for our guests. I know Mick only had a 25-minute Harbor Air flight to get home, and it takes me longer than that to probably get to my Vancouver condo.
Probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Now, I know we tell people to go to michellecummins.ca, but you, of course, do have a new web place to go, a new home on the web. Where would that be?
It is RemaxMagnoliaRealty.com.
And join us again next week when we will talk real estate in order to unlock your real estate potential on a show where real estate is maximized. Thanks for listening.